Death, the greatest and oldest mystery of humanity. We will all face it one day, but none of us truly knows what this encounter will bring. But what if death isn't just an end, but a transition to another dimension? What if the soul embarks on a much grander journey after leaving this world? Today, I will take you deep into this mysterious journey beyond death. Guided by the ancient text, Tibetan Book of the Dead, we will explore the mystical stages the soul faces after death. This text is not just a spiritual guide, it is a key to understanding the soul's true nature. Get ready, because soon you'll be drawn into a story that will both terrify and mesmerize you. This journey, which pushes the boundaries of the soul, is far more complex and striking than you can imagine. Chapter 1. The Moment of Death and the Call of the Light. When the moment of death arrives, our body leaves this world, but our consciousness instantly transitions to a new dimension. According to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, this first stage is known as Chikai Bardo. It is the moment when the soul transforms into pure energy. At this stage, the soul encounters an overwhelming brilliance. But be cautious, this light is not an ordinary light. We, as humans, do not perceive it as just an enlightenment. This is a light that contains all the wisdom and true nature of the universe. For a brief moment, the soul feels it could dissolve into this light and attain ultimate freedom. However, there is a significant danger. Most souls, overwhelmed by the power of this light, become frightened and retreat. Why? Because this light exposes the soul's entire being in its rawest form. All of its mistakes, fears, regrets, and deepest secrets are illuminated in this light. If the soul can embrace this light and overcome its fears, it can achieve salvation. But if it succumbs to fear, the journey continues to the next stage. Chapter 2. The Gods and the Labyrinth of Illusions. The second destination for the soul is Chonyid Bardo. This stage is a realm filled with illusions projected by the mind, along with divine figures. In this dimension, the soul steps into an incredibly complex world. Divine beings and brilliant lights appear. But be aware, these figures do not come from the external world. They are projections of the soul's own mind. If the soul can understand the true nature of these beings, it can free itself from these illusions. However, for most souls, this stage is a terrifying experience. In this realm, not only luminous beings, but also dark entities emerge. These beings represent the fears, mistakes, and traumas from the soul's past lives. Running away from them or giving in to fear can cause the soul to lose itself even further in this stage. However, the truth is, all of these beings are mere reflections of the soul's own mind. Can the soul transcend these illusions? This is the question that must be answered in this stage. Chapter 3. The Traps of the Eternal Cycle. If the soul does not achieve salvation in the first two stages, it transitions to Sidpa Bardo. This is where the cycle of reincarnation begins. At this point, the soul faces an endless choice. In which body and life will you be reborn? Yes, you must decide. But this choice is not a salvation. Rather, it is a trap. Because in this stage, the soul is drawn by the allure of a new life and becomes trapped in the samsara, the endless cycle of birth and death. This cycle is the source of suffering and unfulfilled desires. The Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches us this. The only way to escape this cycle is for the soul to fully understand its true nature. However, this is no easy task. Because Sidpa Bardo creates countless illusions to bind the soul to a new body. What may seem like a new beginning is, in fact, a repetition of old problems. Can the soul break free in this stage, or does the cycle continue? Chapter 4. The Secret of Liberation and the True Nature of the Soul. These three stages represent the most critical crossroads the soul faces after death. However, there is an important secret here. The soul is not alone in these stages. It is guided by something, its own subconscious. The Tibetan Book of the Dead tells us that this journey doesn't only begin after death, but starts during life as well. Confronting our fears, learning from our mistakes, and striving to understand ourselves makes our soul more conscious in these stages after death. In the end, we realize this. Liberation is not a gift from the outside. It is a truth the soul finds within itself. If the soul accepts its fears and surrenders to the light, it can attain true freedom. Death is an inevitable truth for all of us. But death is not an end. It is the beginning of a much larger journey for the soul. The Tibetan Book of the Dead doesn't only explain the afterlife, but also teaches us how to live our lives. Every choice we make during our lives shapes this journey. What about you? Are you ready for this journey after death? Personally, I'm not ready yet. But this story doesn't end here. The soul's journey continues with you. Share your thoughts about this topic in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. Let's learn and grow together on this journey.